Welcome to Social Studies Samurai. In this video, we'll talk about how to create a research action plan. Let's get started. Okay everyone, so this is how to formulate and follow an action plan to investigate a research question, which means you have to have your research question established before you go through this step in the process. So in the video, we'll talk about what exactly an action plan means, what it is. We'll talk about why creating a plan is important and how it's going to help you in this stage of the investigation process. We'll talk about the MYP Individuals and Societies criteria and the ATL's approaches to learning that are associated with it. And then we'll talk about how you actually create an investigation plan. So the relevant MYP criteria for individuals and societies for what we're doing here is criterion B, investigating. And these are the highest mark bands. So basically formulates and effectively follows a comprehensive action plan to investigate a research question. Now, essentially this means that after you made your question, you're going to effectively follow it. You have a plan and you keep on track and follow that. And if you have a good detailed action plan, then that means it is comprehensive. What are you doing when, times, and dates? We'll talk about that in a moment. Relevant approaches to learning are ATLs. For this, we're focusing on self-management and in particular, organization. Managing time and tasks effectively. Basically, if you create a good, comprehensive plan, your action plan, then you will manage your time better, or it's going to help you at least manage your time better. So we're looking at planning short and long-term assignments and meeting deadlines. You will have to put specific deadlines for yourself in the plan. Creating plans to prepare for summative assessments. Everything after this part of the process, yes, you're being assessed on, but you're also being assessed on things afterwards. So this is going to help you plan for that part of this whole process and hopefully do better on your assessments. And of course, you're setting goals that are challenging and realistic, and these are realistic for you, not the person beside you. As you plan your assessments, especially long-term ones, you have to focus on your life, what's going on in school and outside of school. Okay, so let's create the plan. This is how you do it, or at least one way. So to ensure that you do follow through, here's some things that, you have to keep in mind, and you have to be specific and actionable. So what will you specifically do? When will you do it, that specific thing? What will your deadlines be? What's the deadline for that specific thing? What are you going to do when you're stuck? Who are you going to ask for help? What will you do when you don't have someone to ask for help? And how will you accommodate everything else, meaning everything else in your life? You might be into clubs and athletics, family stuff, things outside of school. You have to think about that when you're creating your plan. Now, as you create a comprehensive action plan, a very detailed action plan, keep SMART goals in mind. They're designed for you to succeed because they help you stay organized and help you stay focused. Now, what I'm about to show you is not an example of what you would write in your action plan that's detailed, but help you understand what it means to be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. So S is being specific. I'll take notes from 6 sources in total, 2 per week. I'm going to go on Monday and I'm going to go on Tuesday, and I'll do it for 3 weeks. I'll do this source on the first week on Monday and this source on the second week on Thursday, that kind of thing. Being measurable. I'll use the Cornell method from 2 sources a week on Monday and on Thursday, and I can measure that. Did I do it on Monday? Did I do it on Thursday? And did I use the Cornell method or just write down a bunch of notes randomly? It's got to be achievable. I'm going to take notes for 60 minutes on Monday and on Thursday, and I'm going to do this because I don't have athletics or other clubs or anything outside of my family on those days. So that is achievable. That has to be so specific to you because your schedule is different from everybody else on Earth. It's got to be relevant too. I'll use sources about this specific topic, or on Monday of week 1, I'm going to take notes on this source because you should have your sources determined by now. Your main ones, at least, you might add some more later. Again, it's got to be relevant. This helps you with your focus. And being time-bound, I'm going to investigate for 3 weeks, Monday, Thursday, and I'm going to complete all my note-taking by this date. And being more specific, week 1, Monday, I'll be done this source. Week 1, Thursday, I'll be done this source. Week 2, 3, and so on. All of this will help you get things done within the right period of time that works for you, as well as track your progress and stay highly focused. Also, in your action plan, your next step should be analyzing evidence from your sources, right? You've done your investigation, now you have your evidence, analyze it. Remember, if you've done a good job investigating, then you've used multiple sources and they're varied, meaning you've looked at multiple perspectives, you haven't taken sources just from one country or one perspective or one school of thought. It's going to give you more authority in supporting your claims and more legitimacy in your investigation in general. Then you're going to draft and you're going to revise. For my class at the moment, this is an essay, but it could be an infographic or a documentary video. Take time to work on this, right? Draft it, revise it, have people look at it, and then, submit your final copy, final draft, whatever it is. At the end, reflection is a really important part of the process, reflecting on the entire process. When you get better at reflecting, it's a lot easier to actually go through this kind of process again the next time. And you take this off into life, as a doctor or a nurse or maybe, a teacher or whatever it is you're going to do as an engineer. If you can reflect, you're going to be able to see where you have to fix things, right? It didn't work last time. Let's try this time. Reflection is a life skill that I promise you will use. So take it seriously, please. So I always recommend my students use a table to do this. It's much better than just a list of things in order because it helps you be better organized. This is only one way to do it. It's up to you to figure out what works for you. But for example, on the left side, we see the step or the task, preliminary research and a research question. The goal, do preliminary research to figure out if I can investigate this and create a complex research question. The details. This is where you might put, I'm going to look for sources from, this site, or this school of thought and that, and I'm going to come up with a research question that has this, and this, and then you give yourself your deadline, and then when it's completed, you click complete. And if you're tracking yourself over time, your status might actually say incomplete, or I'm behind, I'm not quite there, that kind of thing. It feels good as you check off or write down that it's completed and you can move on to the next thing and not even think about this stage of the process. Now, I'm not going to give you an example of this because this is for you to figure out. Now, as you create your action plan, before you submit it, look at this list of guiding questions. It's kind of like a checklist. Just see, have you done all this stuff? I'm not going to read through these. You can pause the video and read through them yourself. If you've done all of this stuff, you're gonna have a pretty good action plan. So that's how to formulate and follow an action plan to investigate a research question. In the description, I'll put a document with some kind of notes that might help you understand what this looks like a little bit better. But create your plan, and it's going to reduce your stress and anxiety and help you be organized and create a highly focused investigation. Good luck. You're going to be fine. Hope you liked the video. There's more on Instagram, Facebook, X, and on the web. Hope to see you again.